Welcome back to Mom. I hope you're having a good day, a good week, and that things are going all right. I have some fun stuff today. I think it's fun because it's sciencey, but I think a lot of things are fun. We are going to extract DNA from onions, and it's super simple. Before we do that, I did want to take a minute to mention that yes, right, some restrictions are getting lifted. We know that things are going to shift again, right, back into less restrictions at some point, that we see the light at the end of that tunnel. I want to encourage you to maybe take a minute or two by yourself and with your spouse and with your household to maybe reflect on a few things that you've learned during this time. I know I talked to my husband recently that I want us to sit down and really identify what things have we learned. We've learned some good things for our household during this time. There's things that I don't want to go back to. Maybe we've kind of reshifted our priorities, and we've seen that when we're put in this situation together to be home all the time, to turn off all of the extra things we had signed up for, all the extra things we were doing, that maybe that was a good thing. So anyway, I just want to encourage you to maybe take a minute to reflect on what's maybe something that has been enjoyable or has made you do a mind shift and say, this is something I want us to carry forward, that hopefully we can reflect on whatever growth has happened during this time, because I'm positive that there has been growth during this time. Hopefully that is the same for you as well in your household, and that it's easy to recognize. That being said, let's have some fun with some science. So this is what we need to be able to see DNA and take it out of onions. Seriously, just a few little things. Audrina, can you point to what we need? We need the onions.
Onions.
We need the dishwashing soap.
Dishwashing soap.
That's this one.
Oh.
Then we need 2 tablespoons of water.
2 tablespoons of water.
And a half a teaspoon of salt. We need something to strain with, a jar, and rubbing alcohol, which is the same as isopropyl alcohol. So we're going to take the onions. Audrina, you have the onions?
Yep.
We're going to, first step, coat them.
Can I coat them?
Coat them with, yep, we'll do it together, with dishwashing liquid. Just enough to cover and not too much. So we will, we need one more thing. We need a spoon. So we're using just enough dishwashing liquid to coat and not like fully immerse them. We're just coating the onion with some dishwashing liquid. I like that it's blue so we can see what we're doing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, once we have that all nice in there, we add 2 tablespoons of water slowly.
2 tablespoons of water.
Pour it slowly so that it doesn't bubble. We don't really want it to foam up too much. Thank you. And then we'll also do this half a teaspoon of salt. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to gently stir it again. We're going to try not to get too many bubbles are going to happen.
We have a lot of bubbles.
We're going to try not to get too many bubbles. Maybe a little bit gentle about it. Okay, so now, do you remember what we do next? We leave it.
Leave it.
We're going to leave it for how long? 10 minutes.
10 minutes. I thought 20 minutes.
That's the next step. We're going to leave it for 10 minutes. We're just going to let this sit right here and let science do its thing. But right now, we're going to let the salt and the dishwashing liquid break down the onion cells. And when that happens, then the nice packed up DNA can kind of be set free from the cells. Okay, we waited the 10 minutes, and now we're gonna do one more slow stir. Do one more slow stir.
I already did.
You already did? Well, you can do one more little stir. Okay, now we're going to strain and get rid of the big chunks of onion, because we actually just want the liquid, right? Yeah, okay. So you're going to pour it into the middle. Try to get it so that the liquid goes into the jar. Yep. There you go.
We have a lot of liquid.
And you want to pour it into either another bowl and then transfer it to a glass jar, or just do it right into
We do it in
a
the glass jar.
We do it right into the glass jar. That's right.
Let's
Yeah. Okay, we have the liquid in the jar, but you can see that there's some foam.
Bubbles, we need to scoop it out.
Yep, so we're going to scrape off some of the bubbles and the foam from the top.
Okay.
You can just use a spoon to do that. Bubbles and foam removed. We're going to pour some rubbing alcohol, which is the same as isopropyl alcohol.
Can I touch it?
It is not the same as hydrogen peroxide, right? So we're going to pour some down the side of the jar. Audrina, you hold this. There we go. And then I'm gonna pour it down the side. Just be careful because it's a little bit smelly, huh? The alcohol. And it's gonna form a layer on the top. We wanna just leave it here. We don't wanna stir it up. So you can kind of see that there is a layer. Move your little hand, kiddo. See the layer of alcohol.
Oh, I see the layer.
On top. Yep. And we're going to let that sit for 20 minutes. And
20
then,
minutes.
Yep.
20 this time.
20 this time. That's right. So, so we're going to look for the DNA in our jar, which should appear as white stringy substances. Let's move your little fingers so you can look in there. There's some white stringy substance right on the top layer. And that is the DNA, because the DNA does not dissolve in alcohol-based liquids like rubbing alcohol. So it floated to the top, right?
Floated to the top.
Floated to the top, and we can see it on top of the dishwashing liquid, huh?
Let's make more.
Let's not right this second. So what do you think, Audrina?
I like it.
You like it? What is DNA? Do you remember? What does it do?
It gives you your looks.
Gives you your looks, yes. And this was with a red onion, but we did it before with a white onion, and either is fine.
I did not like it.
So the longer you wait and all the little foam goes away, all the little specks that we see in here, that's the DNA. Not that piece of onion in the corner, 2 of those. But aside from that, all of those that you see floating on the top, that's the stringy DNA.
We hope you had fun seeing the DNA.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I know that my daughter and I have, and the first time we did it, I was like, called my husband over, you have to look, you can see the DNA, it's spirally, it came out of the cells, that we broke down the cells, the DNA burst out of the nuclei that were in there, and I thought it was so awesome. I tried to scrape it out, which I learned, don't lean your head into the fumes too much, because I was like, this is stinky. But we tried to pull out the DNA. I tried to look at it under a microscope, which didn't super work. We have kind of a kid's microscope, and I don't think I did it probably the proper way because we were just doing it. Anyway, couldn't really see the DNA, but you can try it if you have a microscope at home. It wasn't successful for us for the first time, but you can see it obviously with your naked eye, just checking it out, which is pretty cool, I think. So, and it's a fun conversation. Not only do you get to chat about DNA and look at what's packed into tiny, tiny little cells. This is what is our genetic makeup, right? And it exists, it's here. It's not just always invisible. You can see it, it's a real tangible thing. Also, you can talk about the science of what's happening. How are we breaking down onion? We're breaking it down with the salt and the dishwashing liquid. We get to talk about how the rubbing alcohol separates layers, how one thing dissolves, the other doesn't. I thought there was a lot of good content that can be calibrated to whatever level your kids might be at to chat about science. So I hope you enjoyed that. You enjoy your week. Don't forget to watch Hillside Church online, live streamed on Sunday mornings at 8:45, and you can also get the curriculum for your kids there. So if you want to watch their videos, you can go to the Hillside Church website, check out your kiddos' videos, and there's some fun activities to do with them as well. Anyway, have a great day, and we will chat soon.